Success is not a matter of luck or mere talent. It is the result of deliberate, consistent habits practiced with intention. The man who attracts success is not waiting for miracles. He is manufacturing them through daily effort, unbreakable mindset, and strategic self-control. This speech is not about motivation that fades. It is about principles that last. It is about turning chaos into clarity, distraction into direction, and excuses into execution. Here, you will not be told to hope for greatness. You will be challenged to earn it. Each principle revealed is a tool, a discipline, a step toward mastering your life. You will learn the habits that define winners: discipline over emotion, relentless action, faith in self, control of time, and the power of focus. These are not theories, they are laws, and those who obey them will rise. Before a man may hope to attract success, he must first become entirely clear about what success means to him. No ship leaves the harbor without a known destination, yet men wander through life aimless, confused, and baffled by their lack of progress. Success does not come by accident. It is summoned by the one who knows exactly what he wants and who refuses to settle for less. A definite purpose is not a general desire. It is a specific, measurable aim, backed by unwavering commitment. The moment your purpose becomes clear, your mind begins to organize your thoughts, your time, and your actions in ways that align with that purpose. The world steps aside for the man who knows where he is going and marches there with full conviction. The failure of most people is not due to lack of talent, education, or opportunity. It is rooted in indecision. Without a definite purpose, energy is scattered, willpower is diluted, and time is wasted on pursuits that lead nowhere. Men without direction often mistake activity for progress, but busy work without aim is the cousin of failure. When you define your purpose with crystal clarity, you begin to separate the important from the trivial. You stop living by default and begin living by design. You must decide with finality what you want from life. That decision becomes the blueprint upon which every act, thought, and effort is measured. A clear purpose gives birth to desire, and desire becomes the fire that drives all action. It is this internal fire that turns ordinary men into legends. When your purpose is definite, your desire becomes so intense it refuses to be denied. It keeps you up at night, it wakes you early in the morning, it gives you strength to persist where others quit, to see solutions where others see obstacles, to keep building even when you stand alone. Without clarity of purpose, motivation flickers and dies. But with it, you possess a source of power that recharges itself every time you recall the reason why you started. Purpose transforms struggle into sacrifice, and sacrifice into strength. All success begins in the mind. The clearer the vision, the stronger the mind's ability to create the path. The subconscious mind responds only to clarity and conviction. A confused mind creates confused outcomes. But a mind gripped by a clear purpose moves mountains. It begins to attract people, opportunities, and ideas in harmony with the goal. The world is not moved by passive wishing. It is moved by those who radiate belief in their mission. When you are definite in your aim, you become magnetic. The right mentors appear. The right doors open. You begin to find yourself in the right place at the right time because your mind is focused and your path is defined. Clarity of purpose is not a one-time decision. It is a lifelong discipline. You must reaffirm it daily. You must write it down, speak it aloud, and burn it into your mind until it is etched deeper than fear, deeper than doubt. Every day, you are either drifting or directing your life. The man with no purpose lives by circumstance, reacting to whatever life throws at him. But the man with a definite purpose creates his own circumstances. He bends life to his vision. He wakes with intention, walks with conviction, and retires with the satisfaction that he lived aligned with his mission. Such a man cannot be stopped, only delayed. The man with purpose does not require external approval. He is not swayed by opinions or setbacks, for he knows his direction. He does not chase every opportunity. He chooses only what aligns with his mission. He is immune to distraction because his purpose is louder than his impulses. When others chase comfort, he chases progress. When others wait for perfect conditions, he moves with what he has. His mind is not scattered. It is singularly focused. This kind of focus is rare, and because it is rare, it is powerful. The world gives way to such men, not because they are lucky, but because they are clear. The most dangerous man is not the one with the most resources, but the one with the most clarity. Give a man a clear purpose and he will find the resources. Give him clarity and he will create the opportunities. History has proven time and time again that it is not circumstances that determine a man's fate, but his definiteness of purpose. Those who lack purpose live by excuses. Those who possess it find a way. Every time, you will never outperform your own clarity. A vague purpose produces vague effort. A sharp purpose produces sharp results. Until you define exactly what you want, you will keep settling for what shows up. Purpose precedes power. A man who is not clear cannot be confident. Confidence is the byproduct of knowing where you're going and believing you're capable of getting there. When your mind is aligned with your purpose, fear loses its grip. Failure becomes feedback, not defeat. You develop courage, not the absence of fear, but the resolve to keep moving toward your purpose regardless of fear. When you are led by a definite purpose, setbacks become stepping stones. Critics become background noise, and rejection becomes redirection. You don't wait for the world to understand you, you simply walk your path with certainty. The world catches up later. There is no substitute for clarity of purpose. Without it, education is wasted, talent is squandered, and opportunity is missed. But with it, even the most limited man can rise to greatness. Success begins the moment you decide what you truly want and commit every ounce of your being to its attainment. This is not a soft wish. It is a firm decision, a contract with yourself that you will not quit until you arrive. Define your purpose, write it, speak it, obsess over it. Let it possess your mind, drive your work, and shape your destiny. For the man who walks with a clear purpose walks in power, and all success bows to such a man. The man who waits to feel like working before he works will be a servant to the man who acts regardless of how he feels. Emotion is fleeting, discipline is eternal. The man who builds his habits upon discipline will rise while others sleep, persist while others quit, and succeed while others wish. Moods are unstable. They change with the weather, with the opinions of others, with the noise of the world. But the man governed by discipline is unmoved by emotional storms. He shows up every single day because his allegiance is not to comfort, but to commitment. You must decide today that how you feel has nothing to do with what you do. The battle is won not in grand gestures, but in daily acts of self-command. Discipline is the bridge between dreams and achievement. You may have talent, vision, and opportunity, but without the habit of discipline, all of it will rot unused. End quote. Every successful man you admire, every empire you see built, was erected not in moments of passion, but in seasons of persistence. The masses act when they feel good. The few act because they decided to. The undisciplined man is a slave to his impulses, but the disciplined man is the master of his fate. He does not ask if he feels like it. He acts as though he already is the man he is becoming. Each act of discipline is a vote for the future you, and each act of laziness is a vote against him. When discipline rules your life, results become inevitable. It is not the intensity of one great day that creates success. It is the consistency of disciplined action over time. True transformation does not come from doing something once with energy, but from doing it daily with integrity. Discipline means doing what must be done, even when no one is watching, even when no applause is given, even when the reward seems distant. This is the test few pass. The average man needs motivation. The exceptional man is moved by mission. You must stop waiting for the mood to be right. You must train yourself to act now, because the right moment is always now. Do not envy those who seem more talented, more intelligent, or more connected. Envy the man who is disciplined, because he will outperform them all in the long run. Talent without discipline fades. Intelligence without discipline is misdirected. Opportunity without discipline is wasted. But discipline without talent, intelligence, or opportunity will still produce victory. For the man who controls himself controls the outcome. While others flinch at discomfort, the disciplined man embraces it, knowing that discomfort is the price of greatness. He treats routine like ritual, repetition like reverence, and habits like armor. Discipline is not a punishment. It is the purest form of self-respect. You will know a man by how he conducts himself when no one is watching. Discipline is forged in the quiet moments when there is no pressure to perform, only the quiet whisper to quit. It is in those moments that you either betray your future or build it. The world rewards those who do not negotiate with laziness, who do not flirt with excuses. Every day is a test. You are either strengthening your will or surrendering it. Those who live by discipline walk differently. They speak with certainty, carry themselves with purpose, and move with unshakable momentum, because they know, deep down, that they have earned every step forward. The disciplined man does not chase motivation. He creates it by keeping promises to himself. Each time he follows through on what he said he would do, he builds trust with himself. And that trust is the foundation of confidence. The undisciplined man doubts himself because he knows he quits. He knows his words are empty. But the man of discipline is dangerous because he believes himself. He can count on himself. He doesn't break under pressure because he has already endured the quiet, lonely pressure of staying consistent when no one clapped. Motivation comes and goes, but when discipline leads, motivation follows. There will always be reasons to quit: fatigue, failure, frustration. But the man of discipline does not wait for perfect conditions. He creates forward motion through sheer will. Even when tired, he moves. Even when defeated, he learns. Even when uninspired, he executes. Because discipline is not about perfection, it's about persistence. Each small act of follow-through builds momentum, and momentum is more valuable than talent, luck, or praise. You do not become disciplined by talking about it. You become disciplined by doing what others won't, day after day, until you no longer need to push. Because now, your habits pull you forward. Understand this: your mind will lie to you. It will beg for comfort, argue for rest, plead for tomorrow. Discipline says, no, we go now. It is not a debate, it is a decree. The moment you stop negotiating with yourself, you become powerful. The average man is at war within himself. His feelings clash with his responsibilities, but the man of discipline has made peace. He acts first, thinks later. He acts in faith that the emotions will catch up, and if they don't, he acts anyway. Discipline rewires the brain, it hardens the will, and in time, it becomes automatic. What once felt impossible now becomes effortless. You will not rise to the level of your ambition, you will fall to the level of your habits. And discipline is the architect of those habits. Decide now that you are not a man who gives in to how he feels. You are a man who gives in to his purpose. You are not interested in what is easy. You are obsessed with what is necessary. You are not ruled by moods, you are ruled by mission. And because of that, you are dangerous to the mediocre, threatening to the lazy, and unshakable in the face of adversity. Discipline is the edge. It is the one trait that turns average men into legends. Build it, protect it, live by it. The man who moves forward every day, regardless of setbacks, becomes unstoppable, not because he never falls, but because he refuses to stay down. Action, persistent and deliberate, is the only currency success accepts. You will not think your way to greatness, nor wish your way to wealth. You must act, and act again, and keep acting until the goal bends to your will. Excuses are the language of the defeated. They sound intelligent, even justifiable, but they are poison to achievement. The persistent man does not argue with failure. He studies it, adapts, and advances. He does not wait for conditions to be perfect. He executes with what he has, where he is, with full force. Excuses give comfort to the weak, but they rob power from the strong. Every excuse you accept becomes a weight you carry. The man who justifies inaction today guarantees regret tomorrow. But the one who replaces excuse with action builds momentum. And momentum, once created, becomes a force of its own. A single step taken consistently will do more for your future than 100 well-crafted explanations for why you're standing still. Success doesn't require perfection. It demands consistency. Show up daily, act relentlessly, and treat every failure as a stepping stone, not a stopping point. The world does not reward potential, it rewards persistence. The greatest threat to achievement is not failure, it is the decision to stop trying. Persistent action means you keep showing up long after the excitement has faded, long after others have quit, long after the world has forgotten your efforts. You keep going not because it's easy, but because it's essential. Every great accomplishment in history is the result of a man who refused to quit. The persistent man is not blind to difficulty, he is simply unwilling to let it define him. He does not demand ease, he demands results. He understands that the mountain does not move until he does. So he digs, he climbs, he fights, every single day. Those who lack persistence often disguise their laziness with logic. It's not the right time. I need more information. I'll try again when things calm down. These are lies, dressed up to sound reasonable, but the man of action sees through the mask. He knows that waiting breeds weakness. There is no perfect time, there is only now. And the man who acts now, even imperfectly, is always ahead of the man who waits. Excuses comfort the ego, but kill the outcome. Action, persistent and unapologetic, is the antidote to doubt, to fear, and to delay. If you want the reward, you must embrace the repetition. There is no strength without struggle, and no progress without pressure. Action in the face of resistance forges character. Every time you act when it would be easier to stall, you harden your resolve. You develop grit. You become immune to hesitation. The persistent man is not fearless, he simply moves forward in spite of fear. He acts while others think. He builds while others talk, he executes while others plan, and that execution, repeated relentlessly, compounds into excellence. While the world looks for shortcuts, he takes the long road, brick by brick, because he knows shortcuts may offer speed, but only persistence guarantees mastery. Excuses are rooted in fear, fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of discomfort. But the man who is committed to his vision does not make room for fear. He feels it, acknowledges it, and moves anyway. He does not consult emotion before he acts, he consults his mission. Excuses shrink a man's confidence, but action expands it. The man who persists becomes a man who believes, and belief, reinforced by effort, becomes power. You cannot respect yourself while living in excuses, but you will grow to admire yourself the moment you choose progress over perfection, effort over ego, movement over mental chatter. Persistence is a habit, not a moment. It is not what you do when you feel like it. It is what you become through daily commitment. You train it like a muscle, and just like the gym, the days you don't want to show up are the days that matter most. Every action taken when you least feel like it is multiplied in impact. You're not just doing the work. You're defeating the old version of you that would have stopped. You are transforming hesitation into habit, and habit into identity. Eventually, you no longer have to convince yourself to act. It becomes automatic. You become the kind of man who simply does what must be done. The man of persistent action does not need external praise. He does not wait for applause to validate his journey. He works in silence, focused not on recognition, but on results. While others wonder when their breakthrough will come, he creates his. He does not fear starting small, because he knows small actions, repeated, move mountains. He is not addicted to fast wins. He is addicted to forward motion. He understands the compound effect of effort, and he trusts time to reward the man who refuses to quit. He does not chase ease. He pursues endurance, and endurance over time produces unstoppable strength. There is a law of nature that never fails. What you sow, you will reap. If you sow excuses, you harvest regret. If you sow action, persistent, committed action, you will harvest results. The man who takes daily steps, no matter how small, is always in motion, always learning, always growing. And that motion, over weeks, months, and years, creates separation. He pulls away from the pack, not through bursts of brilliance, but through decades of discipline. The world cannot deny the man who refuses to be denied. He is not the fastest, not the luckiest, not the most gifted, but he is the last man standing. Success does not come to those who try, it comes to those who endure, who act, who adjust, who persist when the path is unclear, when the results are delayed, and when the crowd has vanished. Excuses may be popular, but persistence is powerful. Decide now that nothing will stop you. No failure, no fatigue, no fear. Decide that your actions will outlast your obstacles, that your progress will outpace your problems, and that your commitment will outlive your critics. Keep acting, keep building, keep rising. For the man who persists without excuse is the man who commands his destiny. Persistent action is the foundation upon which every lasting success is built. It is not glamorous, it is not loud, it does not seek attention. It is quiet, steady, deliberate, and relentless. It means moving forward when there is no applause. It means getting up every day and doing what must be done, even when motivation is absent and results are not yet visible. Most people give up too soon. They take one failure as a sign to stop, but the man who wins is the one who keeps showing up, who treats effort as a daily obligation, not a temporary burst. He acts without permission. He moves without guarantees. He understands that the secret is not in trying once, it is in trying again and again until the world bends to his will. Excuses are seductive, they sound logical, they offer temporary comfort and permanent regret. The undisciplined man will tell you why he couldn't start, why he couldn't finish, why the world was against him. But no matter how valid they sound, excuses do not build empires. They do not deliver results. They are the vocabulary of failure. The man who persists without excuses stands apart because he refuses to make room for weakness in his mind. He does not say, I can't. He says, I must. He does not ask, what if I fail? He declares, what if I never try? He does not search for reasons to pause. He demands reasons to proceed. The man who persists understands that action is the cure for stagnation. When he's tired, he acts. When he's uncertain, he acts. When he's afraid, he acts. He knows that no amount of thought will replace the power of movement. He doesn't wait for the right time, the right people, or the perfect plan. He works with what he has. He builds in the dirt. He creates momentum through repetition. His hands get dirty. His mind grows sharp. His will becomes weaponized. The man of excuses waits for inspiration. The man of persistence becomes his own inspiration. While others look for signals, he becomes the signal. Persistent action doesn't mean reckless movement. It means unwavering intention. Every day he shows up with clarity. Every task, no matter how small, becomes a brick in his foundation. He is not distracted by the noise around him or the doubts within him. His vision is stronger than his mood. His purpose is louder than his fears. He doesn't expect ease. He expects resistance and welcomes it. Resistance is proof he's moving. It is not a warning sign. It is a mile marker. While others crumble under pressure, he performs. Because pressure is the birthplace of strength, and persistence is the force that transforms that pressure into power. Time will favor the man who persists. The crowd may mock him. The results may be slow. But while others change course, change goals, change identities, he endures. Consistency makes him dangerous. He becomes immune to the emotional ups and downs that destroy ordinary men. He is not reactive. He is resolved. He doesn't check the scoreboard every hour. He knows the game is long. He is not obsessed with speed. He is obsessed with mastery. Because he knows that small steps, taken daily, will do more than giant leaps taken once. While others burn out, he builds. While others stop short, he breaks through. Excuses are not just verbal, they are behavioral. Skipping one day, delaying one task, blaming one situation. That's how erosion begins. The man who is persistent inspects himself. He catches the smallest signs of weakness and corrects them early. He holds himself accountable. He does not let himself off the hook. While others look outward for solutions, he looks inward for discipline. He does not ask for easier circumstances. He builds greater strength. He does not need reminders. He lives by personal standard. He does not rely on others to drag him forward. He pushes himself with unwavering force. Persistence isn't about having it all figured out. It's about refusing to stay still. The man who keeps moving eventually creates clarity through action. While others waste time seeking the perfect strategy, he gains insight by doing. Every failure gives him data. Every setback sharpens his tools. Every obstacle becomes a lesson. He is a builder of discipline, of strength, of results. He understands that persistence is a form of intelligence, not the intelligence of books or words, but of grit, self-mastery, and the refusal to lose. He believes progress is earned, not gifted, and he earns it with sweat, focus, and action every single day. He is not interested in applause. He is interested in achievement. His validation comes not from others, but from the mirror. When he sees a man who didn't quit, he sees victory. When he sees a man who honored his word, he sees integrity. When he sees a man who stood up one more time than he fell, he sees greatness. Excuses fade in the face of effort. Delays are destroyed by discipline. The world cannot ignore the man who refuses to be denied. He is the last man standing because he never sat down. He is the one who finished, not because he was chosen, but because he chose to finish. Persistence without excuses builds the kind of man who cannot be broken. He does not fold under pressure. He thrives in it. He does not retreat when misunderstood. He continues. He does not need motivation because his habits carry him. The path is not always clear, but the destination is. The rewards are not always immediate, but they are inevitable. The journey is not always pleasant, but it is worth it. And he knows that every day he shows up, he increases the gap between him and the man who quit. The grind becomes his identity. The work becomes his signature. The result becomes inevitable. Success is not given. It is seized by the man who acts daily, who persists hourly, who makes excuses obsolete. This man does not hope for opportunity. He creates it through movement. He does not fear failure. He respects it and rises above it. He does not waste time. He invests it in action. You must become that man. Decide now that your life will be shaped not by what happens to you, but by what you do in response. Cut the rope of excuse. Abandon the language of delay. Embrace the brutal, beautiful reality of responsibility. Take the next step. And when that step is done, take another. And never stop moving. Mastery of time begins with a brutal truth. Everyone has the same 24 hours, but not everyone uses them the same. The man who wins understands that time is not something to manage, it's something to dominate. He does not find time, he takes it. He seizes the morning with intention, not by accident. He starts before the world is awake, and he acts before doubt has time to speak. He schedules his priorities instead of prioritizing his schedule. The clock does not intimidate him because he bends it to his will. Every hour has a purpose. Every task is aimed at progress. While others kill time, he breathes life into it. The weak man lets his environment shape his results. He is a leaf in the wind, pushed, pulled, distracted, delayed, but the one who achieves takes control of his surroundings. He engineers his environment to fuel discipline, not drain it. He removes distractions. He sets boundaries. He does not let toxic voices live rent-free in his space. His home, his workplace, even his digital world is curated with precision, because he understands that your external world reflects your internal standards. And when you take command of your surroundings, your mind becomes free to focus, create, and conquer. He does not serve time. Time serves him. The man of mastery uses the early hours when the world is silent to plan, think, and execute without resistance. He does not waste his mornings scrolling or reacting. He uses them to build. Every minute is either an asset or a liability. He guards his time like a king guards his throne. He says no without guilt. He chooses depth over distraction. While others are pulled into urgency, he stays rooted in importance. He is not constantly busy. He is deliberately effective. He gets more done in a focused hour than most do in a distracted day. You cannot rise in chaos. The man who wants control over his destiny must first create order around him. His environment is not left to chance. It is a strategy. He designs it to eliminate temptation and promote execution. If his phone is a thief, he puts it away. If his friends are anchors, he releases them. He does not make excuses for toxic habits. He destroys them. He arranges his space to reflect his mission. He decorates it with vision, not vanity. His desk, his tools, his routines, all are weapons in the war for greatness. Because he knows a man becomes what surrounds him. He understands that time is not the enemy, it is the mirror. It reflects what you value. If you waste time, you reveal what little you demand from life. But if you invest it, relentlessly, intentionally, you show that greatness is not an accident. He blocks time for learning. He schedules solitude to sharpen his mind. He cuts entertainment until it earns its place. He knows that leisure is earned through labor. Every wasted hour is a brick removed from his foundation, but every hour used with purpose builds the structure of success. Time is not infinite, and he lives like it. The environment of the successful man is not always comfortable, but it is always aligned with growth. He does not chase ease, he invites challenge. He surrounds himself with people who demand more, not less. He builds a circle of accountability, not applause. While the average man avoids discomfort, he positions himself inside it. His environment stretches him, it teaches him, it holds him to his word. His conversations are not idle, they are aimed at progress. His space is not cluttered with noise, it is filled with clarity. Because he knows that greatness grows where discipline lives. He builds rituals that anchor his days. His mornings are not chaos, they are consistent. His evenings are not reactive, they are reflective. He tracks his habits, he measures his inputs, he protects his focus. He treats his calendar like a contract. He honors his time like it's money, because it is. He does not live in a fog of tasks. He attacks each one with purpose. His schedule reflects his standards, and his results reflect his schedule. While others drift, he drives. While others delay, he delivers. The clock is not his master, it is his ally, and every tick serves his ambition. Mastery is not just in motion, it is in margin. He creates space for thinking, for stillness, for vision. He understands that burnout is not a badge of honor, it's a breakdown of order. He plans recovery like he plans execution. He does not confuse movement with meaning. He eliminates the non-essential not just from his tasks, but from his life. Simplicity sharpens him. Space fuels him. He does not hoard clutter, people, or commitments. He prunes. He focuses. He channels. He knows that energy follows clarity, and clarity is born in space. The man of mastery never drowns in noise. He rises through silence. Every moment he wastes is a moment lost forever. Every environment he neglects becomes a trap, but he lives with eyes open. He adapts fast. He refines constantly. He doesn't wait until life demands change. He leads it. He takes inventory weekly. He asks, what's serving me? What's stealing from me? What needs to go? What needs to grow? He does not fear letting go. He does not mourn what must be removed. He is loyal to results, not to routines. He upgrades his time, his space, and himself, relentlessly, because every level of success requires a higher level of order. The man who masters time and environment becomes unstoppable. He is no longer pulled by chaos. He pulls his life forward by force. His minutes are precise. His space is sacred. His standards are sharp. He lives with purpose, he acts with intention, and he builds with vision. The world may try to pull him into its noise, but he has built a fortress of clarity, of control, of execution. While others drown in distraction, he sails forward with command. He knows that mastery of time and environment is not a tactic, it's a lifestyle. And in that lifestyle there is only one result, success, on his terms.